There we go. How's that? Commentary just in time for the last shot of the first end. It's the final, the championship final, S3 Group SAS Tour Series. My name's Rory McCusker. We've got the young Bryden, the veteran Knapp squad. Are they old enough to be veterans? I'm declaring it. Veteran Knapp squad. My name's Rory McCusker. I know these teams fairly well. Been playing against them for many years in the case of the Knapps. Only a few years in the case of the Brydens. My father, Bryden McCusker, coaching the Knapp team to the Brier last year, but guess what? That doesn't mean diddly squat right now. It's a brand new game, brand new year. And they'll start it off with a force to one. Nice shot, Kelly Knapp. Got it in by some hard sweeping. It's 1 point, first end. It'll be Team Bryden with hammer in the second.
S3 Delta ATV size harrows are for landowners, arena operators, groundskeepers, contractors, and everyone in between. Our maintenance-free harrows are made of rugged materials which allow work to be done, not done on them. Our harrows are used for maintaining corrals and indoor arenas. They can also level and smooth pastures, gravel paths, and driveways. They're wonderful for preparing seed beds for food plots. They can dethatch and aerate to allow moisture to get where moisture needs to be. Manure doesn't do any good in a pile. Our harrows help break it up and get it dispersed. Best of all, it's not a one-dimensional product, as it can be used in 3 different ways: in an aggressive mode, a less aggressive mode, or even on its back in a smoothing mode, all accomplished with the simple placement of our drawbar. Made in America with American steel in Shenandoah, Iowa.
I've been raised on the farm since day one, so I was born into it. My grandfather came in here in 1905. I want to continue the farm for him and generations to come. So
I think it's a privilege that we get to be here. It's just a wonderful way of life.
You know, what job is there that you can go to work with your dad and brother, with your kids by your side? Doesn't get much better than that.
Here we go. Welcome back. Second end. Looks like we got a center guard to start. A rock in the corner for Team Bryden. Not sure what happened there. And a light draw. Up next will be Jared Gooderite filling in at lead. Out-turn, draw around. Try to get things started for Team Bryden with hammer. Big sweep the whole way down. Gonna just barely not get there. So, Team Knapp light on their draw. Team Bryden light on their draw. Let's see if one of the teams can figure it out here. It's gonna be Mike Armstrong with the next crack at the rings. This is the look at the rings. Stick down the center of the ice. Sending something back. 5 rocks down. Free guard zone expired. It'll be center into the next guard, into the rings. Ba-bam. What a shot. Beautiful. That was Carter Williamson, I believe. It was indeed. Beautiful shot. Carter Williamson makes 3 rocks move around. Run back could not be answered by Team Knapp. Mike Armstrong blows that by. So now we've got 2 corner guards and a rock in the rings. Advantage Team Bryden. They'll choose to hide behind their own red-colored guard on the left wing side as we see it. Now, Carter was either stretching there or really, really not happy with his throw. I'm thinking he was not happy with his throw. Sweepers don't want to touch this one. Sweeping it now to get a little chip. Nope. That was not a backstretch. That was a, oh, frig, I'm heavy. Not too bad, though. Settles in the back 12. 2 rocks in the house with hammer. Can't be too upset with that. It will free up Kelly Knapp to attack this more central stone in the 4-foot. Likely rolling a little broom side. Don't want to roll too far. Create a pocket to draw on top of for Team Bryden. Little hit and roll, and that is not a roll too far. Might even just be a little roll not far enough, but that's okay. The only thing you really didn't want to do there was roll all the way to the other side of the corner guard. Give a good angle to freeze. Now, Team Bryden will have to attack this stone. Good time to do lineups. Looks like it's not the regular lineup. We have no Breckerlin Gervais on the ice for Team Bryden. Lead Adam Bukaruk is bounced to 3rd, replaced by Jared Gooderite, young man I've grown up with and getting to know a little more this year as he's played some tournaments with our team, Team Gamble. Team Gamble had to drop out of this tournament. I decided to go to Ireland. Sorry, boys. Flight didn't get in till late Friday, and with the injury to Ben Gamble, we were not able to collect points in the event until I was there. Whoopsie. I mean, if we would have played this event, we'd be right here in this championship final, likely up 5 already. But that is not the case. Jared freed up to fill in and play this tournament with Team Bryden. What a good decision. Ended up, I mean, he's not 5 up after the first end, which is what we would have been if we would have played, but must be pretty happy with that choice. Got some good games in and finds himself in the final. Anyways, Carter Williamson throwing his regular second stones. Skip Josh Bryden in his regular position. For Team Knapp, it's the regular lineup. It's Trent Knapp to lead things off. Mike Armstrong at second. Brennan Jones throwing third stones. And Skip Kelly Knapp. This is the same lineup they had as this team had the dream season last year. Could not be touched, winning multiple events on their way to a Sask Tankard Championship over Team Steve Laycock. Beat them twice down the stretch in that tournament. Well earned. Saskatchewan's best team undoubtedly last year. So happy to see those boys go to the Briar for the first time of possibly many. My father, Brian McCusker, coaching that team, has coached them for, more than 4 or 5 years now. Brian likely watching at home. Sorry for the late start here, folks. We've seen these teams start about 10 minutes early so far, and that's what we were preparing for. But these teams hopped on the ice and got going not even quarter after 3. Not sure what the rush was. Sunday Nighter's a stinker, 15-point spread. Not sure why you're rushing home to watch that football game, boys, but all right. Get started 20 minutes early, why don't you? Kind of unfortunate roll out there from Adam. It's going to free up Team Knapp to address this biting stone in the back 12. Carter's earlier draw. That'll put the force on the sheet if Kelly can stay in the rings at the end of this hit. Team Bryden will still have an opportunity to perhaps make a freeze or make a double takeout, keep the blank alive, but force will be the most likely scenario. 4 rocks left. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. A hit and stick will do the trick. I got an off-nose double. Josh Bryden might be able to take a blank out of this end. Other option might be hit and roll in the back of the rings. I don't know why you'd do that. I mean, maybe feel like you could hide there and maybe force a double out of your opponent. I don't know. That's just nonsense. Forget I ever said that. Could try a hit and roll, set up a jam opportunity. I think double takeout is likely the call here. Josh Bryden, fairly soft-spoken. Good luck hearing his call on the ambient audio. Kelly yells a little bit louder. The boys, getting older, a little harder of hearing. So we'll have a better chance of hearing Team Knapp's call than Team Bryden's. This Bryden team has been playing a lot together for a few years in a row. Sometimes teams who play that much together, you don't even really need to say much. You're so familiar with each other's tendencies and such. A lot of it just goes unspoken. Carter leaning in, trying to get this to curl. Nice little hit and roll, stays shot rock. Makes it that much more difficult for Kelly to hit this and stick around in the rings. Nice call, nicely made shot. If that was indeed the call. Going with the in-turn, I'm guessing that they'll want to roll a little bit into the 12th, but you'd really love to keep your shooter in the rings, force Josh Bryden to a single point. If they roll out, it's going to be a pretty easy blank attempt. Going for the opposite way, a little bit of plan B there. That's going to work out just fine. 2 rocks in the rings. Going to force a single point. Only decision now is, does Josh want to hit or draw? This will be the last rock of the second end. It's a hit and stick for 1. That'll do it. 1 point. We've got a tie game. Trading singles in the first 2 ends. It'll be Team Knapp with Hammer when we return.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's gonna make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster.
Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology. Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
Running the sanctuary absolutely brings me peace. The work is 100% cathartic for me. You know, I find myself getting tied up in it and being busy, and then it's really nice just to sit, breathe in life, and it's beyond zen.
Welcome back, third end. You know what? That's what I'm gonna say to my girlfriend when she asks, "How was your day?" I'm gonna say it was beyond zen. How was your day, babe? It was 100% cathartic for me. It was beyond zen. Wonder how she'd take that. Anyways, back to curling. There's not 1 rock left. There is way more than that. There is 18 rocks left. First rock is in the corner. Wonder what Jared's doing with that thing. We'll never know. We're running commercials, so even I can't see from my view what's happening to that rock. Maybe he's hogged it twice in a row. Maybe he's chucked it through the rings twice in a row. Maybe he's put it in the house and it's been hit. That sounds a little more reasonable. That's what we're going to say is happening. Kelly likes his corner guards nice and tight to the rings. How do I know that? Getting smoked by Team Knapp at the Tuesday night Skins League at the Highland Curling Club in Regina. Tight corner guards, Wayne Madaw style corner guards. So calling the sweep heavy on that. Looks like a good corner guard to me, but to Kelly, that's too high. That's going to slide pretty tight to the house, but a center guard it still is. might be so tight that Team Knapp might be able to hit and roll that into the rings, but I don't think so. I think it stopped just in time. Let's get a better look. Just below that S3 Wireform ad. Cool looking ad. S3 in general, some really cool media. It's not often a title sponsor of these events has actually good media to run. S3 does. If you're like me, you didn't know who S3 Group is, they're the title sponsor of this event. They're industrial product development solutions company. They support engineering, manufacturing, branding in the agriculture sector, live events, OEM creators, distributors, dealers, retail. It's a very widespread company, lots of different faculties. So in this YouTube stream here, I'm going to link S3 Group. You could check them out. That would be fantastic. The supporters of live curling make all of this possible. If you enjoy watching your friends and family curl from the comfort of your home, device, laptop, smart TV, you understand that sponsorship is how the world goes around in this community. So big shout out to S3 Group. Thanks for your sponsorship of live curling in Saskatchewan and beyond. Team Knapp, very dangerous team with hammer. They've got a corner guard set. They've got a draw around that corner guard. Team Bryden now trying to fix their center line. Tried to send one through the gap. Missed a little outside. It's unfortunately going to remove their stone on the center line. It's going to roll it in an overlapped position, protecting the Team Knapp stone. Not a great result. 4 rocks in. Looking pretty favored to Team Knapp so far. Looks like Kelly's going to work the other side of the ice. It's going to be an out-turn draw for Mike Armstrong's second rock. Perfectly even. No double opportunity. That's a nice sweep to get it there. I've been seeing this all weekend. If you've watched any of my other streams, my other feature streams from this S3 Group SAS Tour series. Bit of a slanted effect on the sheet. Figure of speech, obviously not physically slanted the ice, but draws going away towards the away end, the wall, have been slowing down, tricking sweepers and throwers and really taking some weight off. Draws coming back towards the glass, however, have been gliding quite a bit more. That's the effect we've been seeing. It's quicker going back towards the glass, the home end. 1, 2. Will not remove. A yellow stone. Does expose both yellow stones, though. Still have a corner guard to work with. Team Knapp does. Going to look at tapping their rock, try to make better use of the corner guard setup, see if they can't create a little more overlap. As of right now, their stone's wide open. See if they can't tap it in. Maybe get a little roll on the shooter. Looks really good. Gets the tap. Rolls the shooter. And now the obvious stone to hit is behind the tee line. Team Knapp rocking 2 stones on the wings, 1 stone down the middle. This is looking like a classic Team Knapp multiple score end that you just feel like you can't do anything about without getting crazy aggressive. Speaking of getting crazy aggressive, did I see young Josh Bryden tap for a freeze call, or is this a hit and roll? We're about to find out. Hit and roll. Thank goodness. I thought he was going hard and Trying to freeze on that back one. A little bit outside here. Adam's not happy with the throw. Going to be a hit and stick. Now, that does work over enough to get second shot. Kelly's going to have to address it, so not all bad. No need to beat yourself up too bad. Though Team Bryden is running out of stones to make anything significant happen here. I wonder if Kelly will stay on this wing or whether they'll pull a little rollover. They will stay on the wing. 3 Knapp rocks, none of them easily doubleable. Pretty open center line. Pretty stern control of this third end for Team Knapp. Just punching in for a little bit closer view here for you folks. I want to see all the action. There we go. This will be Skip Josh Bryden's first stone of the third end. Looking to make this hit and roll. There is opportunity. There's a place to roll that might cut down the damage. Wow. Now, they may have called that razor thin double. If they did, incredible shot. I don't think they did. I think that was a hit and roll that missed thin. And they were able to save it with some sweeping and got a lucky thin double. Apologies to Team Bryden if that was the call, but I just don't have faith that that was. Just wasn't the right turn, wasn't... I've got some hints to suggest that was not what they called. Team Knapp still pretty happy. Hit and stick here is going to give them 2 rocks in the rings with no easy double to remove them. Like I said, classic multiple score Knapp end. Just feels like you can't do anything about it on tour. This team scores a lot of crooked numbers with hammer. Hangs a lot of crooked numbers. I don't know. How do you say that? They do roll out. Kind of odd to see, and just like that, the dangerous open score of 2 or 3 for Team Knapp is now becoming a potential force to 1. Now, Team Bryden's going to have to be careful. They don't want to jam this stone. They don't want to play it too close to the guard. Kind of tough, because to send it over top, you'd have to hit it really thin. You might roll out yourself. But to hit it thick enough to send it straight out the back, you're going to have to really flirt with that guard. So this is not an easy shot. The jam is very natural. The other thing you could do is throw a ton of weight at it, accept that it's going to jam, and just hope that everything leaves the rings. But you may as well try something where you're going to lie 2 at the end of it. Force Team Knapp to a shot for 1. It's always interesting playing a championship final at the same time as the women. You got to hear the shrieks from the other side of the ice as you're getting ready to throw. I'm sure they have to deal with the same thing, though, so goes both ways. Trying to avoid the jam. Gets the yellow. Oh, no. It was just such a natural angle to jam. Really tough to keep it on either side. You could hear the sweep call. They went back and forth between straight and curl. By the end, they all just had to watch in horror as that slowly collided with the stone at the back. That's a tough pill to swallow. Knowing you got the break that you were looking for and still couldn't avoid the jam. So, back to a multiple score end. See, classic Knapper multiple score end. Just how they drew it up, I'm sure. This will be the last rock of the third end. Kelly Knapp, hit and stick for a single point. Sounds easy when I say it that way, but he couldn't stick on his first one, so makes it right on his second, right on the beak. There it is. Score of 2 puts Team Knapp up 3-1. After 3 ends, it'll be Bryden with hammer in the even fourth end when we return.
We're for agriculture. For growers, doers, whatever it takers. We're for doing things with purpose. We're for the little guy with big guy dreams. We're for agriculture. We're for you. Nutrien Ag Solutions, leading the field.
Hi there, Jim Hale for S3 Air Systems. Today we're going to talk about their new product, UFO aeration. Here you can see the completed, durable, powder-coated steel frame construction and the large mega louver design that allows 4 times more airflow than traditional steel louver designs. Here I'm just bolting the stage halves together. You can see how the components lock together with just a counterclockwise twist for different aeration needs, where you can add and remove stages. Just remember that once there's grain in the bin, you can't change how many stages are in it. Please empty the bin before you change the number of stages.
SaskTel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? SaskTel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.
Welcome back. Fourth end. It is not the last rock. Here's the leads, second stones. Team Knapp with a score of 2 will give Team Bryden the hammer in the fourth. This time we know exactly where Jared Gooderite's first stone ended up. No mysteries here. I hope you all enjoyed the UFO aeration commercial. Aeration so good, you'd think it was invented by aliens. Wonder where they got that idea from. UFO aeration. We've all heard of hidden alien technology. It wasn't the US government hiding it, it was S3 Group, and they used it to create aeration technology. First throw in the rings. Second throw, first throw center guard. Second throw, a draw around. Looks like Jared's rock didn't quite get to the forefoot. Ended up top 12. Trent Knapp responds with an in-turn draw. Ended up side of the forefoot. Just didn't quite curl enough. And now Jared's second stone is going to be a really nice looking draw around the guard. Came up just a little bit light, but that's still a nice position. Nice controlling spot. Jared, I hope you stay in fine form for Tuesdays. We're going to need you, bud. Need that cash on the Tuesday Skins League. We keep any of that cash? No. Goes to the secret Ben Gamble vault, never to be seen or heard from again. Yeah, good trust on Kelly's sweep call there. It was a little outside. Didn't want to wreck the guard, but Kelly knew it was going to come up just enough. Tried to get a roll the opposite way. Tried to roll behind the corner. Didn't quite work out. That's Bryden's turn to have a multiple score open end brewing. Throwing big weights. Trying to keep that rock under control, I guess. But when you throw that much weight, it's tough to control the roll. It's so much momentum. Still a pretty good result, half buried. Can be kind of challenging for Team Bryden to chase that one. 4 rocks to come for Team Bryden. They are second and third shot with no trouble down the middle. Good place to be. Wow. Looks like that did kiss the top red. Kind of came off the back half of it. Big sweep, Jared Gooderite. Carter Williamson keeps that one true. Now I think we do have a triple lined up. On-off sweep must be close. 1, 2. Stuffs it. Stuffed on the second one. Needed a touch more curl. Loses the shooter, and that's going to give Team Bryden a really good opportunity to separate these stones, not leave an obvious double. Sound familiar? Feels a lot like the previous end, just with roles reversed. In-turn draw around the corner guard. They'll try to keep this higher or flat. Higher than the one in the 4-foot, or just right parallel with it. You know what I mean. Comes quite deep. No obvious double still, but yeah, as Kelly just signaled with his broom, it's going to leave this hit and roll available. Got a pretty good roll, but if they would have just got a half rock more, there'd be no available hit on the opposite of centerline side. Now you might be able to remove that and roll buried yourself underneath the corner guard. Wow, yeah. Josh thinks that there's enough room to hit this with the out turn. And there might be. Hard curl. They're going to get it. They're going to roll. Good decision changing the curl there, the turn thrown for that hit. I know Josh would have preferred that out turn, but you'd be playing it so close to the guard. It just didn't make sense. That's a really nice spot to be. And I think the only way you get there without wrecking on the guard is by throwing the in turn. So good call, reversing that turn. And it worked. Team Knapp is not going to throw anything crazy. They could try to play a freeze on the red rock in the back 8, but Knapp's going to take his medicine here, hit the open one, and leave an open shot for 3, knowing that that Team Knapp will have a turn with hammer yet. And there it is. It will be shot rock. Josh Bryden will be forced to hit it. Stick around in the rings for a well-earned 3 points. This fantastic game continues on. On and off, seems close. Just clean. There it is. A well-earned 3 points. Team Bryden jumps ahead in the lead. 4-3, 1 point lead. Team Knapp will have hammer when we return. Fantastic game. I'm going to mix myself an afternoon drink. You should do the same.
Running the sanctuary absolutely brings me peace. The work is 100% cathartic for me. You know, I find myself getting tied up in it and being busy, and then it's really nice just to sit, breathe in life, and it's beyond zen.
Whoa, 3 rocks in the corner. Quit doing this to me, boys. I have no clue how those got there. I'm guessing Team Bryden threw into the rings. And Nappers hit it. Someone rolled out. Jared rolled out on his second one. That's the only thing that I can come up with. See, I have to watch the commercials too. Little known fact. It's not like I'm secretly watching the game alone. I'm queuing up those commercials and making that happen. So I am not the wizard that knows what happened. Only the people in the Swift Current Curling Club have that privilege. It's a 1-point game. It's been a fun journey here. 2 ends in a row where the team with Hammer looked like they had something really big brewing. But only one of those times it actually happened that way. Bryden was able to capitalize in the 4th end, whereas Team Knapp was not able to continue their open 2 or 3 point score. That's what it looked like anyway. This draw around has got a long way to curl. Not quite going to get there. That may have been a guard that came heavy. Call is bumper weight. Get a little roll behind the tight corner. Told you Kelly likes tight corners. Really, really tight corners. He'll sweep those things until they're a rock or two outside of the house. I guess it's easier to run back that way. You'd have to ask him. You'd have to ask him how he takes 4 or 5 or even sometimes 6 skins out of 6 off of me at the Highland Curling Club. Really tough to score with Hammer in skins in that league. Most people would prefer to steal. Feeling good about this year, though. There's always next year, eh? Well, this year is next year, if that makes any sense. And without Ban Gamble screwing everything up, I think we'll have a fantastic year on Tuesdays. Anyways, back to this game. Hit and roll attempt. Outside again. Having some trouble getting on the right side of center line there. Carter's going to roll off to the wing. That's not going to be good enough to out-counter Rock that ends up behind the corner guard, but it's good enough to force Kelly to address it here. It is the 5th end. It's the odd end. No rush to score quite yet. Kelly's okay with blanking this end. Those cameras lined up. Isn't it so satisfying? Oh, isn't it satisfying when the hog lines meet like that? Fantastic frame. I do say so myself. I like the little punched in view. No need to see the middle of the ice. What happens in the middle of the ice anyway? Nothing interesting. They'd love to keep this in the rings. There you go. Nice little roll. That's going to secure some more hits for a little while anyway. Just getting a little behind on my rocks there. That was Adam's first one. Brennan Jones answering with a hit and roll of his own. Looks pretty good. Getting it right over. Fantastic shot. Edge to edge. Not exactly perfect, but I'm giving Brennan a 5 out of 5 on that hit and roll. What more can you ask for? Guess you could ask for a foot more roll. But it's going to be tough for Team Bryden to answer that with a roll of their own. I think they're going to have to just hit what they can see. They could try like a really soft weight and try to get a bit of a roll, but why? The price of ticking the guard is just too high. So, Adam Bukarak's second stone. And they'll get it to the edge. That's another fine shot. No real roll opportunity available with it that close, though. That's what Kelly signals for. Tappy, and roll. So you could hear that discussion. That's always awesome during the semifinals and more so the finals. Our ambient microphone, we only really have 1 or 2 microphones active at a time. It just becomes too much of a headache to manage more of them. Usually you're just getting a medley of ice noises, but in these championship finals, we actually can make out what they're saying. So I'll try to use my commentator's discipline and shut up so we can hear that every now and then. Beautiful roll. With board weight, it was there indeed. Should be a short run back for Josh. Josh has been throwing his hits quite consistently today. I expect him to make this. Carter on this one right away. Did they oversweep this? Or undersweep it? No, they were on it from start to finish. So if they wanted to get that on the high side and roll to the side, just wasn't quite there. Stuffed it. Left a yellow rock in the 8-foot. Still better than it was. It's now a red rock that will be ran back if that was ever needed. But most likely scenario we see here is a Kelly Knapp draw around the guard. If they're able to keep it flat, we'll see a hit and roll on the centerline stone from Josh Bryden. Attempt to hide that underneath the pile, and likely a shot for 2. Depending on how difficult that shot will be, is how well these next 2 shots are executed. So, Team Knapp will try to leave this draw higher in the house than the rock that exists in the top 8, lest they leave a double. Not too high, though. They don't want to leave too much cover for when Josh Bryden will play the hit and roll. So, lots of risk still involved here. Main goal, don't leave a double. I heard them say make sure you're on the tee, so that kind of blows a hole through my theory. Right on the tee. There you go. That's why they don't let me skip. That sails quite deep. Decision time. Does Josh want to take on a double? It's going to leave a pretty open blank opportunity, or does he chase this into the back 4? Try to force a more difficult shot. Yeah, it looks like they're lining up the double. Another big weight hit coming down the ice for Josh Bryden. He's been throwing these quite well. Early call. Big sweep front to back, gets one, blows it by the second. Just a little bit inside on both of those hits. Didn't miss him by much, but enough to leave an open shot for two. Kelly will manage that same draw path he just threw. Shout out to Callan Hammond watching at home. Chime in on the chat, people. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know who you're rooting for, what club you play at, what the weather is outside, how many cats you have, all that stuff. I want to see it in the chat. That's the beauty of watching online. This is not TSN and Sportsnet where you just yell at the TV with no one listening. You get to yell at me, and I will listen. Might not agree, but I will listen. Last rock here, fifth end. To score two. Same path, you heard them say. Back four is the call. No backing. And there it is. It'll settle in for 2 points. They used the backing a little bit, technically. It'll be a 5-4 lead. For Team Knapp, it'll be Bryden with the hammer in the sixth end. Bryden's had the hammer in all these even ends. Let's see what they do with it when we come back.
S3 Delta ATV size harrows are for landowners, arena operators, groundskeepers, contractors, and everyone in between. Our maintenance-free harrows are made of rugged materials which allow work to be done, not done on them. Our harrows are used for maintaining corrals and indoor arenas. They can also level and smooth pastures, gravel paths, and driveways. They're wonderful for preparing seed beds for food plots. They can dethatch and aerate to allow moisture to get where moisture needs to be. Manure doesn't do any good in a pile. Our harrows help break it up and get it dispersed. Best of all, it's not a one-dimensional product as it can be used in 3 different ways: in an aggressive mode, a less aggressive mode, or even on its back in a smoothing mode. All accomplished with the simple placement of our drawbar. Made in America with American steel in Shenandoah, Iowa.
I've been raised on the farm since day one, so I was born into it. My grandfather came in here in 1905. I want to continue the farm for him and generations to come. So
I think it's a privilege that we get to be here. It's just a wonderful way of life.
You know, what job is there that you can go to work with your dad and brother, with your kids by your side? Doesn't get much better than that.
Now, those are 2 top-tier commercials. S3 Group, Nutrien, Ag Solutions. That Nutrien commercial reminds me of Interstellar with Matthew McConaughey. Big epic score, the movie music. Fantastic. S3 commercial is very good as well. That's our title sponsor for this event. I've linked their website in the chat. Go check them out. It's a company I hadn't heard of before, but very interesting. Not only ag solutions, live event, landowner, contractor. They've got a manufacturing division, a media division, sales and consulting. Check them out. Very interesting company, and very happy to welcome them into the curling community, supporting live curling. Anyone who supports live curling on YouTube, on Curling Stadium, is a friend of mine, and they should be a friend of yours too. Another red rock in the corner. The mystery continues. Center guard from Team Knapp. Not sure what happened on Jared's first one. Looks like a nice draw around by Trent. So we'll see what Jared does with that. In-turn freeze is what this looks like. That's got a long ways to curl. Bit of a drifty poo for Mr. Gutierrez. Nice weight. Almost gets there. Mike Armstrong's first rock will be a hit. I believe they'll try to keep this as close to nose as they can. Don't want to rip their own. Big sweep from Spider Legs himself, Trent Knapp. When you put all your weight on the broom like that, there's none left to keep your legs straight. So his big old legs look very fun and funny as he sweeps. Really powerful sweeper, Trent Knapp. Always been known for that. Looks like a double takeout opportunity or a hit and roll. Depends what they're going for. I'd be clearing both these stones, but looks like they're going to try to hit and roll. They're not quite going to get on the face of that second yellow. Ineffective unless they created that angle. So couldn't quite curl it enough to make that happen. Pardon me, my girlfriend has just handed me a giant case of lemon ginger tea that she cannot get open. So I gotta focus on that for a second. All right. Oh, that was an easy one, babe. That was an easy one. Hit and roll. It's going to stay buried. Nice looking setup for Team Knapp. And yeah, that's likely going to have to be a run back for Team Bryden. I mean, they'd love to score in this sixth end. Not really looking to blank this thing, but with such a good center line setup from their opponent, I don't think they have a choice. They got to run this guard back, try to clean this up. The disadvantage is they're going to leave their shooter right down the center line, so a center guard's still going to exist even if this is made. Big sweep call right out of his hand. See if Carter can't make some things fly here. 1, 2, does get a second one. Does roll his shooter off a little bit as a result of missing a bit inside. That's going to be a fine result. Another center guard coming for Team Knapp. Why not? They've got the out-turn draw path choked off. They've got a rock in the top 8. Right now, Team Bryden's only opportunity to use that corner guard is a hit and roll. So, may as well protect that. Send this guard right on the center line. See how much of the in-turn path they can take away as well. Really got a curl. You can hear Kelly indicating. Yeah, Kelly motivating his sweepers. I think they just barely... No, Josh sees a hole. I thought they just barely got it there. This should be interesting. They get through the hole. That was a lot of curl. That really snapped over even when it got through the hole. Like the call was to roll the opposite way. Pretty incredible. Always a terrible feeling when you call the curl sweep and then have to go back to straight and you end up missing inside. You feel like a right dummy. But they got away with it. Managed to save it. Now it'll be Brendan Jones' turn to navigate this port. Bit of a bigger reward, though. The way that it'll contact the stone, it should roll behind cover. Big sweep. Can they get it through? They do. Two really well-managed sweeps through that tiny little port. And now Adam Bukarak's got to do it all over again. One more time. This time they do want a big curl sweep. It will tick off the corner guard. That was not the better guard to tick. If you were going to miss one of those guards, you'd want it to be the center line. It's going to eliminate their run back stone. It's going to keep the center line guard in play. Now the out turn draw path to the button is taken away. It's going to give Kelly Knapp an opportunity to attack the in-turn side. Big turn of events. Great shot by Brendan Jones answering the bell. Navigating that port. Returning the favor. Returning that hit. Winning that trade. That 3-rock trade. And now Kelly Knapp's going to have an opportunity to really step on the gas here. Had to sweep that to keep the line straight as a result. It's going to go a little deep. No, that settles in top button. Nothing wrong with that at all. Great shot, Kelly Knapp. Just enough room on this out-turn rock to maybe get nose. Double these stones off. Like I said, it was not part of the plan to blank this end, but I think Team Bryden is going to try to keep that dream alive. If they really, really wanted to score 2, maybe you'd see an in-turn response, but no, this is the call. This is the obvious thing to do, clear up the center line. That is floating on them. Might have to get it the opposite way. Yeah, good plan B, good adjustment. Slashes the double, misses a little bit outside. Not so bad. Kelly's going to have an opportunity to repeat his original shot, try to force Bryden to a draw for 1, or at least a more difficult blank opportunity. It will not be a score of 2, though. That we know for sure. Kelly Knapp's final stone in the 6th end without hammer. 1-point lead. Trying to put the pressure on Josh Bryden. Steal a point. Worst case force. If he can bury this stone. Sweepers don't want to touch it. Most important thing at this point would be getting buried. Trying to make the blank a little more difficult. Decent. Fairly buried. I'm not sure if there's a realistic shot for a blank. You'd really hate to give up a steal, go down 2 after 6. So that rock is going to do its primary job. It's going to force Josh Bryden to a draw for 1. Shame that it came so deep, because that is going to act as backing for Josh's draw. Makes it that much easier. So bit of a missed opportunity for Kelly. However, if Kelly would have heard that Josh has a shot for 1 at the end of this end, I'm sure he'd take that. So this will be our first single since the 2nd end. Been multi-point scores since then. Both teams using hammer to their advantage. No backing yet, you heard. And it's coming in just fine. There it is. Single point. That's a tie game after that force to 1. It'll be Team Knapp with hammer. 2 ends to go.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel, because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
Welcome back. It's the seventh end. I know exactly where Jared Gooderite's first rock went. Haven't been able to say that all game. First rock, center guard. Second rock, perfect draw around. Nice draw by Trent there. And here we have a responding draw freeze from Jared Gooderite. Filling in at lead. Well, he's filling in for Adam Bukarak at lead. Adam is filling in at third for Brecklin Gervais on Team Josh Bryden. Just gets a little kiss off. Almost a really nice shot, but leaves that exposed for removal. Couldn't quite get that curl at the end. You heard the man. Bumper wait, bumper and roll. Jeez, way out there. Doesn't get any of it. Pretty big miss. That's going to allow Team Bryden to clutter up the center line even more without worrying about removing Knapp stones. Definitely changes the face of this end at this point. Got a curl is right. You don't want to leave this on the open side. Leave a double to clear these both off. Little tap, not desired. It did curl up enough at the end that it's going to be tough to remove both those stones, but that's definitely a missed opportunity. Want to leave that higher and a little more buried. Team Knapp's going to have an opportunity to bump both of these stones now. Bumper weight from Mike Armstrong. Gets her on the nose. Jockeys for that inside positioning. That is just what they ordered. Gonna miss for miss there. Now it's going to be a tough freeze on the intern side for Carter Williamson on his second rock. Even if he makes it, like, he's going to have to over curl this in order for it to be effective. If the red stone ends up on the outside at all, that's going to be pretty easily removed by a tap or run back. So in order to be effective, this has to really curl in. Already looks a little outside to me. Weight is top four. Just waiting for the curl now. Really going to have to come over at the end here, and no. Really nice weight. Very close to making the shot, but unfortunately with that type of shot, unless it curled to nose at least, it's just ineffective. Ineffective. Ineffective? You'll have to forgive your commentator. I'm still a little jet-lagged. Got off a flight from Ireland later on Friday night. Still haven't totally recovered. But, c'est la vie. Who's complaining about travel? Not me. Team Knapp will aim for the pocket that was left by Carter's second shot here. Really got to go for line, Kelly says. Got to drag it. Not hearing any calls from the sweepers. Really nice sweep, Brennan Jones. Trent Knapp. If that was a 1.5 feet higher, it would not be effective. But since they dragged it that whole way like they did, the angles are all yellow. It's shot rock yellow right now with 2 yellow stones in the controlling positions in the top of the 8 foot. Both of those red Bryden stones are primed for removal. And yeah, that'll tempt a bit of a team meeting here. Jared, however, getting a little sip of water. Always love when a member of the team knows that you see this in pro men's curling at the Grand Slam and at the Briar and stuff as well. Not often do you need 4 voices in the ring. So there's usually one member of the team that goes, all right, those guys are loud enough. Those guys are talkative enough without me. I'm just going to let them have fun down there. All right, we've got a decision. Will be hit weight. It will be a run back. I think that's Team Bryden's only angle. No, not even close. Misses by a lot. I think that guard had to go anyway. The Knapp angles were just too good. You got to think of this end as if you're probably giving up 2. You're probably giving up a shot 4-2, best case scenario. So you need access to these stones. It's Team Knapp's turn for discussion. And there we go. Team Knapp really doesn't have much work to do. They kind of got to sit back and just not screw this up for themselves. Right now, everything is going really their way. All those angles are very in favor. Team Knapp. Sounds like it's a little wide. Kind of plan B at this point. No, not really. Nothing wrong with that. Those angles get even juicier for Team Knapp. Man, I do not see how you rearrange these yellows with less than 3 shots in order to get rid of any of them. It's just really well locked in for Team Knapp right now. I don't know. Do you guard for your life if you're Bryden? Do you try and somehow find a way? Well, you can't, because the Bryden Rock in the top 4, that's going all sorts of ways. You might have to start from scratch here with 3 rocks left. Yeah, and just try to get a rock in the pocket, knowing that once things blow up, you need some sort of ammo for your skip. I guess the only decision is it better to move something right now or just lock a rock in? Little tappy. It's looking a lot better. Still advantage Knapp. I mean, those back 2 reds are still leaving the rings no matter how you hit these, but at least there's something to work with later on. This is worth a discussion. I don't even know what to recommend or what to say here. Like, Team Knapp knows once the kind of explosion happens, both those reds are gone. Likely their yellow on the left side of the center, as we see it, is gone. What's going to remain, and where's the red one going to go? Do they need to play weight at it right now, or is just a little rearrange the best way to go? Might be time to remove the Bryden stone as shot rock. You can see them tapping that yellow on the left side of center. All right. I heard control, I heard board. Not exactly sure what they ended up going with. I think they need this to curl a little bit. Dashes one, gets rid of the Bryden stone. Punches the secondary Bryden stone a little to the side, but it's only shot one for Knapp. Their shooter spills off completely. I'm not sure that's exactly what they wanted. Bryden's going to have a chance to get one in there. They could tap their stone that's in the top 12. Maybe just unlocking that frozen scenario. I mean, you can see Josh indicating with his broom, is there a triple? If they bang this top yellow on the nose, do 3 yellows fly? Wouldn't that be a turn of events? Team Knapp taking it on themselves to rearrange an angular situation that was quite favorable. Have they left a triple as a result? I think they might have. Huge opportunity for Team Bryden to get themselves out of a pickle here. Big opportunity. Josh Bryden on his first stone. Looking to clear multiple Knapp stones with a big weight hit. Pop. And there goes 3 Knapp stones. Wow. 2 Knapp stones remain in the rings. 2 Knapp stones to come. So not out of the woods yet. Team Bryden is only shot 1. Pretty easy double. Probably get 3 stones moving. I think that jams. There's no triple. Kelly Knapp looking at removing the shot stone. Is he going to be able to stick around for 1-2, though? Not a lot of room to roll. As we can see from the straight-on view, the center line view, rocks are edge to edge. Pace quickens here. The end of this 7th end draws near. Kelly Knapp trying to lie to. Makes contact. Sticks around, lies to. However, I see a just off nose double. Team Bryden taking a look at this. They're going to find out pretty quick. That is 2 yellows. I've heard people say all the time, oh, you can't tell from the overhead angle. It's so difficult to tell. I would actually argue this overhead angle is easier than being on the ice. You get the whole circle. Your eye doesn't have to move. Your brain can just take in the circles and understand which rock is taking more of it than the other. I'd way rather a bird's eye view than having to be on the ice and try to do the math of which exact pebble is closer than the other rock. Anyways, don't want to get distracted. Here we go. Double takeout to lie 3 and totally reverse the fortune of this end. This was looking real ugly by third stones for Team Bryden, but Very tactically interesting end. Both teams might want to go back and take a look at the angles and the way things went down. Any junior coaches out there might want to take note of this curling stream. 1 and 2. 2 Knapp Stones leave the rings. 3 Bryden Rocks remain. And wow, just like that, Team Bryden bailed themselves out. It will be a shot for 1 by Team Knapp. Very crazy end. I will have this one bookmarked as well. I'll be rewatching this to see exactly how this all went down. These streams do live online forever, people. You can favorite. Once you like a video on YouTube, that will appear in your profile's liked videos. You can even timestamp a video to remind yourself of exactly where and when you want to rewatch. Last rock, 7th end. It's a shot for 1. Kelly Knapp to take the lead in this championship final. That rock jumped on him. But it ends up all right. A single point for Team Knapp puts them in the lead 6-5. It'll be Team Bryden with hammer once again in the even end. That's been the story all game. We will have the thrilling conclusion when we come back.
We're for agriculture. For growers, doers, whatever it takers. We're for doing things with purpose. We're for the little guy with big guy dreams. We're for agriculture. We're for you. Nutrien Ag Solutions, leading the field.
Hi there, Jim Hale for S3 Air Systems. Today we're going to talk about their new product, UFO Aeration. Here you can see the completed, durable, powder-coated steel frame construction and the large mega louver design that allows 4 times more airflow than traditional steel louver designs. Here I'm just bolting the stage halves together. You can see how the components lock together with just a counterclockwise twist for different aeration needs, where you can add and remove stages. Just remember that once there's grain in the bin, you can't change how many stages are in it. Please empty the bin before you change the number of stages.
SaskTel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? SaskTel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.
Welcome back. It's been a crazy game. Lots of big opportunities. Every end has had potential to be a big one, but we've seen some incredible shots to right the ship. Josh Bryden making 2 big ones there. Bail his team out of trouble. Looks like we've got a Jared Goodright stone in the corner. Geez, I wish I knew what was happening with those. A center guard, and a come around by Trent Knapp. This will be a response, an in-turn draw. And there's a real nice shot. Gets his rock in the top 4. Just a little bit exposed. It's going to occupy a valuable zone. Mike Armstrong will try to make a freeze on the face of that thing. Oh, sorry, folks. Late on the camera switch there. My bad. Doesn't quite get the roll, makes the hit. Team Bryden line 2, that center guard of Knapp's is quite close to the rings. Not a great place to hide, very makeable run back. But Mike Armstrong going to attempt a hit and roll here. I don't think they can get shot rock with this, but they can definitely create some control on the top of the forefoot. Gets the hit, makes a bit of a roll. That's a fine rock. Definitely decision time for Team Bryden. They could start ripping center guards, but they don't want to go to an extra end. They want to score 2. So some type of cover is a good thing, even if it is a center guard. Team Bryden, they've got their control down the center. Very interesting. I love these kind of ends where both teams are kind of satisfied with what's going on. Team Knapp is satisfied that they have a center guard. They have the scoring area kind of centered in the forefoot. Team Bryden is satisfied that they're line 2 and they have access through either turn. I guess the in-turn doesn't look that good, but no distinct advantage either way thus far. What you really don't want to do without hammer is tick your own center guard out of the way. Mike trying to hold this. Oh, he just barely cannot. They do tick their center guard. That is a terrible thing without hammer, especially in an end like this. That really hard sweep by Mike Armstrong was able to keep that center guard kind of in the relevant sort of center path. It's within the 4-foot line, so at least there's that. There's still value to sweeping that thing as hard as they did, but it's going to give Team Bryden an open crack at making something happen down the middle. Stack another stone in the control area. Team Bryden doesn't really need to move anything around at this point. They're already shot 2. Just a corner freeze into the pocket. Letting that thing curl. Little tap, and I think that's exactly what the call was. I mean, they may have tapped the stone a little further than they wanted, but shooter's got a corner freeze on that yellow. Team Bryden is shot 2. Don't say it out loud, Kelly. Don't let them know. Kelly with the admission, we are in trouble. Nice discussion between Brennan Jones, Kelly Knapp there. You got to remove it from the rings, he says. So this is a thin slash double. It's a massive shot. It's going to just chip the Bryden stone to a really, really not good spot, even if this guard somehow goes away. Now the Bryden stone on the right side of the button is going to prevent a effective tap back. Yeah, if Team Knapp was in trouble before, they're really in trouble now. 3 rocks to come for Team Bryden, 2 rocks to come for Team Knapp, and it's looking pretty good for Team Josh Bryden right now. See if I can get you a little closer view here. So there's the angles, even if there was an in-turn tap for Team Knapp. Don't think it would get them shot rock. They'd have to make it with some kind of weight, and even if they did, there would likely be an out-turned run back to answer. And here we go. We've got a conclusion. It is going to be that out-turn draw that Josh initially signaled. You really don't want to touch it. These sweepers, leaving it alone. So I guess it was a guard. Thinking that over curled a little bit. I don't know if that took away the out turn. I think you can get a piece of the button with the out turn and try and save this end. Little confused by that. I thought they'd want to come into the rings or at least poke their rock forward that's in the top 8. Kelly Knapp would have only had 2 opportunities to answer. Now, with only 1 shot, Team Knapp can take away this end with a well-placed draw on the side of the button. No real angle to get rid of it on the intern side. I mean, you might have a yellow-red run back on the intern side if this rock is placed perfectly, but that rock either over-curled or was light. You heard the sweepers call top 8. So I don't think they were going for a draw. Interesting decision. All quiet in the rink. Sweepers don't like it. Don't want to touch it. That line looks really good, but they need it to slow down, and it's not going to. Squandered opportunity, Kelly Knapp's first rock. That may have been their last chance into the 4-foot area. I can see a yellow run back that might result in shot rock, or at least cutting Team Bryden down, but that would have been a really good chance to ice out this end, eliminate the multiple point score, at least giving themselves a chance at an extra end. This is going to take a big shot from Kelly Knapp. Even if Josh Bryden totally misses this shot, it's going to be tough to repeat that throw. Wondering if they overswept this out of his hand. Don't want to leave a hit and roll. Oh, and have they? Have they left an angle into the button? May have gunned this a little too hard off the hop. Looks like this is ice for a kind of chip and roll heavy draw. I bet they'll throw maybe heavy hack weights. They'll have to just barely get by the top guard. Catch just an inch or two of the shooter that Josh Bryden just threw. And roll in for shot rock. This needs to be at least second shot or it's game over. Last rock, Kelly Knapp without hammer. Does not sound too enthusiastic from Brennan Jones. There's the chip. There's the roll. Does not quite get there. And that will be it. What an incredible final. It will be a score of 2 for Bryden to win the game. That is our final. 7-6. What a fantastic game. Young Josh Bryden with the sub. Jared Gooderite takes down the reigning Brier champion, or the SaskTel Tankard champions, in a huge victory. So much scoring with hammer. Really entertaining ends front to back. Best game I've seen all weekend. I hope it was for you too. Thank you so much for joining me, folks. I hope you had a great time watching free curling on Curling Stadium Live all weekend long here out of Swift Current. We will see you again next weekend. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a great evening.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's going to make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster.
Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology. We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.